and welcome to the ACE Air Cargo event here in Abu Dhabi. I'm joined by Turgut and Glyn, who kicked off our conference yesterday with the Fireside chat. Now, guys, tell us about the discussion and what's the forecast for 2024?
Well, that's a great question. And we actually started the session by asking the audience to give us their thoughts using Slido. And we were expecting one or two items that came up, but it was really a whole litany of different issues. But there was particular focus on the geopolitical uncertainty that the world is currently experiencing and is likely to continue throughout 2024. So whilst we do see some improving fortunes for next year, we are going to be living in a world of quite volatile activity, both from an economic perspective and a consumer perspective. So it really needs the industry to continue to be agile.
Well, yes, we were discussing about the geopolitical problems and the problems that are affecting the global trade. And I think the new normal for us is the external shocks to the trade. External shocks are coming in different ways, which are not unpredictable, unfortunately. The political tensions, wars, if you like, and then climate changes and its effects. The pandemic and the health issues are all affecting our daily life, and they are not predictable. So we need to be agile to be able to respond to these shocks. I think 2024 will not be an easy year, but we are motivated to work hard and to deliver the products that are required by our clients.
And tell us more about the role of small and medium-sized forwarders.
Well, that was another area. We looked at the data and we saw that over the last 12 months, there's been a shift, a slight shift, but still a shift nonetheless, away from the mega and the very large forwarder to more of the medium-sized and smaller forwarder, which I think is actually a really good sign for the industry, because we do need to have a very robust broad spectrum of forwarders to deal with the different shipper requirements. So again, that was a very positive aspect of what we can look forward to going forward.
We have seen on the chart yesterday that the role of the small to medium-sized forwarders in the system is increasing, and their percentage of business share is also higher than before. I think the main reason for this is that the small to medium-sized forwarders are more agile and more adaptive to the changing needs and dynamics of the market. I think it's a very healthy trend, and this trend will tend to increase in the years to come. And yes, I mean, we really count on the agility and the adaptability of the small to medium-sized forwarders.
And Turgut, with you, stay with us and tell us about the impact of maritime on air cargo.
Right, okay. So, you know, in logistics business, we have different transport modes, and maritime is one of the key segments, because greater part of the goods by weight are moved by seagoing ships. So any interruption in this supply chain, we need to respond with a fast reaction, and that all the time comes by air. So if anything goes wrong with the ships, if there's a blank sailing, if there's a cancellation, if there's any sort of interruption like we have experienced in Suez Canal in a couple of years ago, then air product comes in and helps run the supply chain. But in this case, as the demand goes high, then we see rise in the rates as well. But whenever the sea freight operations are coming back, which is always the case, then the markets and the rates are becoming stabilized. One may discuss if these modes are competing to each other. I don't think in that way. I think all those modes that we are using, whether it is air, ocean, rail, or road, are all complementing each other. So therefore, it's a very healthy situation. And it is therefore very important that we energize all transport modes and we make use of them.
I think that last part is absolutely so crucial, because having complementary modes of transport means that manufacturers will be much more motivated to continue with the globalization aspect of production. They need adequate access to all types of modes of transport. And yes, there will be periods of time where modal choice, we don't like the phrase modal shift because that sounds too permanent, but modal choice is something, and as Turgut was saying, is very much dependent on short-term demand, supply, capacity, pricing, and how urgent and what levels of inventory we see around the world. So having a very robust multimodal option really is very great. It's a great encouragement for foreign direct investment when it comes to where manufacturers seek to put their manufacturing sites.
And lastly, a hot topic on many people's lips. Let's talk about sustainability briefly.
Oh, sustainability is probably one of the most important issues on our agenda. There is a great demand from the market to report at least the carbon emission and the way that you are netting your carbon emission. And there are actually necessities for small to medium-sized forwarders. I would like to underline they have to be trained, they have to be aware of the requirements that are coming from their clients, and it is actually all of our social responsibility. So they have to be aware and they have to really work on this. At first look, forwarders may think that is nothing to do with the forwarders, as they are not necessarily be physical carriers, but it is important for them to report to their clients their carbon emission while they are utilizing the services of the physical carriers. And as a company, they have to report their sustainability efforts. I would very much encourage forwarders to go into UN Global Compact and follow the 10 recommendations introduced. So it is very important to be competitive in the marketplace. If they don't comply and if they don't report, then they might be a little behind the competition.
Yeah, and in fact, one of the things that we looked during the session as well was the results of the annual TIACA survey that we do looking at sustainability from an industry perspective. And the last year's results, which we published a few months ago, suggested that sustainability, which is decarbonization as well as looking at our role of working with people and global prosperity, is really crucial, not just for customers, but also business partners, employees, regulators, financial partners, in fact, across the entire spectrum of industry stakeholders. And one other aspect that we identified in the survey was from a forwarder perspective, and I think this is the area that Turgut was saying, is that the larger forwarders have a very well-established approach to producing annual sustainability reports. We don't see the same degree when it comes to the medium and smaller forwarders, and we do believe that this is an area they do need to focus on. As we progress forward more, they will find that in tenders for customer partnerships, etc., this will be an important question that will continue to get raised.
Some really interesting points there. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us here at ACE, and enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you.